Hi, St. Andrews. My name is Julie Wood, and it is such a delight to be with you today. As I was thinking this morning about what to share for the morning moment, I found myself pondering who Mary was, the mother of Jesus. As I did so, I was aware that she was just a very ordinary person. She was young, from a small town, not yet married. And the Bible doesn't tell us about anything that particularly makes her stand out, or skills, or lineage, or any other thing that would make her the obvious choice of who the Almighty would choose to use to bear his only son. And yet, what I love about the fact that he did choose her is that it is a reminder for you and I that our value doesn't come from all the things that our world seems to indicate it ought to be found in. Our world vies for our attention and tells us that our sense of value and worth comes from what we do and how many friends we have and what our socioeconomic status is, or our marital status, or where we live, or a myriad of other things. That is what the world says. And yet, one of the things that I think God would want us to receive as we ponder this story is that our worth and our value to accomplish the extraordinary purposes for which we have been created, for which he has intended before the beginning of time, is not found in anything by the world standards, but rather we, just like Mary, were created with inherent dignity and value. Friend, you and I are intentioned. We are fully loved. We are fully equipped to accomplish the purposes for which he's created us. We are not an accident. We are not forgotten. In fact, we have been intentioned and prophetically planned since before the very beginning of time. And I don't know about you, but it was such a good reminder for me this morning as I pondered Mary's story to think upon the fact that I am fully loved and fully valuable, made in the image of God, and that is where I can find my sense of value and my sense of purpose. So I don't know if any of the rest of you need to hear that, but I know for me, as I pondered that, I was so in awe of this God whose values aren't aligned with the values of this world. You know, ultimately, Mary obviously became the mother of Jesus physically, but I think she also received the fullness of making room in her heart for Jesus. And that also was a reminder for me today. Am I willing to make room in my heart for Christ to be born in me? That for me requires me not to, again, see myself through the standards and the lens of this world, but rather receiving the fullness of who God created me to be. And I ask you, the fullness of who God has created you to be. Let's together allow Jesus to be born in us. Let's make room in our hearts and in our minds and in our thinking to receive in our emptiness, in the womb of our heart, the radical truth of who God has made you and I to be, so that he can accomplish his purposes in and through us. Ponder that today, and have a great one as you spend time in his presence.